Hello everyone. This project is done in collaboration with IBA, standing for Eye and Beam Applications. IBA is a UCL spin-off which develops proton therapy equipment for hospitals. This is an innovative way to treat cancers, drastically limiting the side effects on the surrounding tissues. IBA is very active in corporate social responsibility. First, the mission in itself is to save lives every day. But IBA also has a lot of engagements in other fields such as education, ecology, ethics, and social impact, and so forth. So IBA manufactures proton therapy equipment. Their customers are hospitals all around the world which provide this innovative treatment to their patients. Now imagine if you ask one of those patients, do you know IBA? The answer will most likely be no. The question then is, how can they have expectations towards IBA and CSR if they don't know it? This question is actually hard to answer since the patient is not in direct contact with the manufacturer. The patients want to be cured in the first place. This is what they expect from the hospital, who later transfers those performance expectations to IBA. Here comes the problematic. IBA already has a responsible core business. Every day they contribute to the fight against cancer. At first glance, we could think that this is all that could be expected from them. So why would IBA engage itself to be responsible in other fields if the end user doesn't actually have direct CSR expectations? What are the incentives for a B2B working company in the medical equipment sector to engage itself in responsible actions other than their business? Looking at the major stakeholders, the customers, the patients, and the investors, we're going to illustrate what drives IBA to be responsible outside of its business by taking a quick look at their expectations. The hospital decides when to replace a medical machine. Typically, it does so if the previous one is inefficient, if new technology appeared, or to be competitive on the market. According to the hospital decision makers, performance, reliability, and friendliness, for example, reducing the X-ray dose, are the most important decision elements taken into account. Literature also influences the choice of a machine. The CSR aspects are only taken into account if two machines have the same performances and/or productivity. Although the costs are important, according to doctor offices, the opinion of congresses and peers as well as the performances are of a higher priority. The medical teams know what the patient needs and will prioritize their healing, but they also pay attention to their concerns. Besides being ill, the cancer treatment itself is very tough. Other major concerns than the illness can also be the potential loneliness during the process, the lack of objective information about the therapy, the worries from their family, the comfort and the human aspect of the treatment. Treating does not only mean curing, but also accompanying. We might think that shareholders are looking for shares with a good yield. Of course, but not only. When they have to buy new shares to invest, they're also searching for companies with a human aspect, a care for the environment, a purpose. But why do they care? Studies show that companies implementing CSR practices is a nice indicator for good returns on investment. So shareholders want to invest in those kind of companies for ethical and moral finalities as well as for financial purposes. From what we saw, none of those stakeholders seem to have strong expectations about the CSR engagements of IBA. Nevertheless, other similar companies still strongly communicate about them. What we want to show is that they still have a strong impact on what prompts those companies. How is this project innovative? What is it going to bring as an outcome? We wanted to bring more than just an idea. We studied the field, met our contacts several times to finally come up with this project. Give companies with a responsible business reasons to take a look at yours. Through field and paper research, benchmarking and interviews, we are going to highlight why similar companies would want to develop their responsibility engagements despite the apparent unnecessity to do so. This paper will be a guide for the whole sector, and who knows, maybe even more.